There's so little that happens and so much that happens.
Tell me a story about something you saw in the woods. We'll do that as the intro. Right? Spoopy story about the woods.
I love that this is on me. Yeah, all right. Listen, I got an idea for an intro. What I need you to do is ad lib an entire spooky story of a time you were in the woods.
Yeah, you do it.
Much like this movie. Welcome to Rough Cuts. It's Dogman. That's what they recorded.
I'm not putting effort into
There's
that.
the intro.
Dogs, they're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
You know, you hear stories of that when you're a kid, but you never think it's true.
Sam and I were out in the woods by the Garland Swamp, around 2, I guess.
Then something came out of nowhere and grabbed.
So what was it?
And it had these bright yellow eyes.
I don't think finding a bloody piece of cloth in the woods is nothing.
Something was in the bed of my pickup truck.
I saw them. They look like claw marks. I want to quarantine him until we can figure out what's going on.
Is he gonna be okay?
It actually says Dogman.
Dogman.
Anyways, there was this time that I was out in the woods and I saw this thing and it looked like a bear and it stood on its hind legs and charged at me. Like a bear does!
You know, like some sort of a dog on its hind legs.
Or a bear.
Like, I think it was a dog. You know, it had dog-like features.
Or bear.
Like fur.
Like
the only
fur
thing,
and claws.
The only animal in the woods that has fur. A dog.
God, they actually have that conversation in here. They're like, well, I saw it. It looks like a dog. It was in the woods and it had fur. What?
But like a dog? Like
everything
a bear?
in the woods?
Like a wolf?
Literally everything in the woods.
Dogman.
Like a puma? What are we talking about? A cougar? What's happening? What did you see? Jeez, you're a hunter. For fuck's sake. You should know what animals you're seeing.
So we open on papyrus credits.
Yeah, we did. They did open on papyrus. That was a choice. And you know what? They committed to it.
There's a few choices in this film.
So this movie is called Dogman. It's based on the Michigan Dogman cryptid story.
Yes, we are continuing Spoopy Month.
Great.
At Rough Cuts.
The Dogman story has been around since 1887, apparently, from lumberjacks in the area who saw a man with the dog's head, which was not Anubis.
Dogman?
I mean, it could have been.
Right. So, like, all the stories are just, like, in the woods, people that encounter a beast of some kind, and then over the years, it turned into people on, like, isolated roads in the woods instead of just wandering around in the woods itself. And either their car hitting a dog man or something jumping out in front of their vehicle, right?
Yeah, and that makes it perfect for an indie film because it's free to film in the woods. Okay, what are they doing?
Driving out into the woods because it's free to shoot there.
This is true.
And look at the lighting. Ho.
There it is.
It's natural lighting. Oh, some of the stories are real dumb. It's like, oh yeah,
no, wait, what's you're saying that Hold up, you can't tell me that cryptid stories are very dumb, boys. That's not.
Well, no,
what
cryptids
would Nick
are real.
Say? Keep Mothman sexy. Come on.
Yeah, but Dogman is not sexy though. I saw Dogman in this movie.
No one is sexy in this movie.
But like, some of the stories are like, something scratched my tent. It must have been Dogman.
Yes.
Motherfucker, you're in the forest with a tent. There's animals. They will scratch your tent.
Like I said, every there is so one of the big things about this is
Yeah.
there was a viral video called The Gable Film.
We say viral, not in the internet sense necessarily, like because it's from the 70s.
No, they said that it was from the 70s. I don't think that that's when it was actually captured. I thought that it got viral later.
Well, supposedly it's a boy in the 70s that took the video.
Yeah, but the video is a hoax, so I don't think that it was in the 70s that it happened. I don't know. Whatever
There are
it was.
hoaxes from the 70s, but yeah.
No, okay, yes, I understand that, but I'm just saying that either way, there's a thing called the Gable Film. And it is a hoax video that everybody thought was like, oh, it proves Dogman. We watched it. You know what it looks like, even if it wasn't a hoax? It looks like a fucking bear, because that's
just
what,
a bear.
like, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's a furry thing and it stands on its back legs, but then it goes down on all fours and chases people. You know what they call those in the woods? Bears. They call them bears. I've seen bears. I've been chased by bears. I know what bears look like.
It was clearly a dog-like man. A man-dog. A dog-man. Dog-man.
To be fair, bears are very scary.
No, bears are terrifying. But also, like, the original sightings of the Michigan Dogman were of a man with a dog head.
Yes.
And then it turned into, instead, a creature that runs on all fours but stands on their back covered in fur. It's not even the same creature anymore.
No.
The story has changed so much over the years that the Michigan Dogman isn't even the Dogman. It's more like a modern day werewolf than anything, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's wild. It's wild. Cryptid stories are weird.
It's
tons of stuff
it's
out
a
there.
modern day werewolf to the extent even that it has like the whole 7-month thing that like werewolves often have the 7 thing, right? Like there's always 7.
Yeah.
There's
also
a lot
like
of
the
traditional-
lycanthropic disease that gets passed on.
That's what I was gonna say. Also, that when you get scratched or bitten by it, you get dog disease.
Yeah. Oh man.
You get dog disease.
There's no transformation though. You just die. You just fucking die in a couple days.
It fucking kills your ass.
Technically, Dogman is poisonous, is what I've learned.
Yeah.
It has venom.
Dogman has venom.
Like maybe Dogman can unhinge its jaw. Oh, wait, no.
I'd have loved to see that in this.
Does the Dogman community know about this? It has fangs that pop out and it unhinges its jaw. And then the fangs that pop out of the venom.
Well, that's why all of the carcasses of things that Dogman eats just go away, because he just swallows them whole.
Yeah, he swallows them whole. But first he leaves 2 gashes.
2 gashes, like no other animal on the planet. He leaves
Specifically
gashes.
2.
He specifically puts gashes in things, which you've never seen. If
Nothing.
there's an animal attack, they never do gashes. So it's super unique.
No.
There's a moment in this film where they actually do that, where they're like, oh, well, I saw a deer that was hurt, and it had gashes in it. It's like, oh, my dog that was attacked by Dogman also had gashes. Fuck off! Fuck off, movie!
Gashes?
I hit a deer out on 29. It had a couple of gashes on it.
My dog had 2 gashes.
You can't
just connect gashes to gashes.
Well, this movie does add to the Dogman mythos, though, because there's 2 things Dogman will also do. Dogman will steal your snowmobile.
I was just gonna... Yes, yeah.
And also, if you leave your keys in your car, Dogman's taking those keys.
Dogman's a fucking... He just takes anything. He's still...
And if you got a crossbow
bow
outside, that's Dogman's bow.
Dogman steals bows, keys, cars, snowmobiles.
Chickens.
He's like just hot wiring snowmobiles and riding them all.
Dogman uses Napster and steals music. Dogman's going to websites and downloading your movie. That's Dogman.
Oh man.
Yeah, Dogman left with a pack of gum and didn't pay for it. Like, just fucking Dogman.
Well, that's why there's that famous website, right? Dogman Bay.
I don't think that's the website.
I think it is.
Dude,
I might need to buy Dogman Bay.
Dogman's just a cryptid of petty crime. That's all he does. He's just a petty criminal. What a cryptid.
I still can't believe. So the opening of this film, it starts on papyrus credits, drone shot over a forest.
Yeah.
And we get like 2 credits. Like, I mean, you get a good 5 seconds worth of intro credits, and that's it. Like, there are like 2 or 3 lines, and then it's bam, movie starting. And the movie starting is just suddenly you see this snowmobile going out of a garage, nothing on it. Like, you just get like a really, really tight shot of only the front of it, so you can barely tell what's happening. And it's like, wait, what the fuck? Why is there a snowmobile? And there's no... It's just in the middle of summer? Like, they just take the snowmobile out. What? So they just take the snowmobile, and then suddenly this lady screams, "Oh my god, you son of a bitch! Ah, fuck! Ah, god damn it!" And she jumps in a truck and starts driving through a bunch of fields and orchards, and like she's just driving on like off-roading. And there's a tight shots of the snowmobile.
She's chasing after the snowmobile, which is in the woods, but she goes through a wheat field that then magically turns into an orchard as she's driving through it.
Yes, yeah. But like
that's
we don't you're saying that she's chasing after the snowmobile. There is no context to that. There's no way that you can tell
they're
that.
unrelated. Yeah,
they're unrelated. You never see the snowmobile and her in the same scene. You never see who's driving the snowmobile or anything like that. You have no context to like, because it's like, okay, well, is she mad that the snowmobile is gone? Like, is it somebody that stole it? Is that she, like, you have no idea, because all it does is it literally starts on snowmobile driving, and then her running to a truck and going, oh my god, and jumping in a truck and driving away. And then they're driving in different areas, because like you said, the snowmobile is going through like this thick wooded, like pine forest.
Yeah.
And she's going through wheat fields and then an apple orchard. And it's like, what? And then she crashes her car.
Yeah, she crashes into a tree. Yeah.
She crashes into a tree.
The truck's fine, by the way. There's no damage to the truck.
There's no damage to anything in this.
But she has a broken leg. They burned the one car, but...
Eventually. But like, that was... Okay, they burned the truck. This same truck, actually.
Yeah, but so she broke her leg in the car accident, and she had to get a cast and sit in a wheelchair, which is also completely irrelevant. And it's gone within 15 minutes.
Well, hey, listen, I don't think that it's irrelevant at all, because you're mistaking irrelevant. It sets up some character moments by having this wheelchair.
I guess.
No, it really does.
Yeah.
It does a good job of it, because when her husband sees her in the wheelchair and comes home, and she's like, "Oh, your package came," he grabs her wheelchair and throws her violently to the side to get her out of the way. So it's like a perfect example of what an asshole everyone in this movie is.
I mean, to be fair, he did order something from Amazon today, and it showed up within 1 day, so he was really excited.
That's true. He was pretty excited. Yeah.
Yeah, and he got his amazing wildlife hunting camera.
Yes.
To get photos, his motion sensor camera, because they were going to go ghost hunting, but it was a wash. So he decided he would use it for, I don't know, deer or something instead. Yeah.
And then he's all excited about it, and he's talking about how cool it's going to be to get his camera set up. As he does that, he looks out the door, the back door, because he's sitting down looking at his camera now, and he had been screwing around with a hunting bow that he just left outside, and now it's gone. And enter chase scene number 2. We're 5 minutes into this movie.
Yeah, because he just
and now we
runs
get
into
the
woods.
exact same video of just... You see no hands, no faces, no like nothing. It's not like a blurry long distance shot or anything like that. It is a super, super, super tight shot of just the item being pulled through the woods at high speed. So it's just the bow. Just like it was only the snowmobile.
The scene of him like casually walking into the branch and then being knocked out by it is really good, though. It's really good.
Yeah. So he's running, quote unquote, but like, it's he's waddling. I don't want to like. But like he's got like back problems or something. Like the actor.
Yeah, I think he has some problems, but he wasn't really like running. He doesn't even run into the tree. He just like casually walks into the tree.
Yes.
And then he like falls
he's
down.
Waddling
like,
around.
No.
That's what I mean. Like he's got like a waddle walk to him, and he's going, "Oh no, my bow!" But he's like barely moving, and he walks up to a tree and hits the tree with his head, and it knocks him unconscious. I guess.
Someone stole his bow.
Oh my god, are we just gonna get weird chase scenes just showing an item like zoomed in running through the woods? Are the items running through the woods? Are they like Pokemon?
Okay. Most of the film is our hunter character.
Yes.
Just being confused about where he is and what he's doing.
It's so much of this movie is about everybody being confused about what they are and where they're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
What they are and where they're doing. Yep, that's what I said.
Yup, yup.
This movie's infected me.
His nephews ride up on their bikes to the middle of the woods randomly, where he is.
Yeah, they just happen to see him.
And then they do a bunch of cool bike tricks on the way back in a completely different shirt than they were wearing 3 seconds ago.
and he... So, when he was in the house with his wife, he walks back and she goes, "Well, where did you go? Like, your food's gonna get cold," she tells him. As she knew that he was off running after his bow, because she watched him do it and heard him yell about it.
Yeah.
And they had been sitting down and having the meal while he was opening up the package. And it's like, well, wait, how long was he unconscious? Like, he must have been... Did he walk for like a minute and a half and then fall unconscious for 10 seconds and then come back? Because like...
Yeah, we weren't sure of the time frame, because it could have been like 5 minutes or it could have been 3 hours. But there was no context to it, so it's just like a time passed. Okay.
It's super weird. I kind of love this movie. I just want to say, this movie is pure garbage. Like, it's so bad. Nothing follows anything else. It is nonsense. Everybody talks like this all the time.
Right.
And
there are characters. I mean, kind of.
Woods. Oh, boy, they stole my bow. I'm gonna go get my bow.
My nephew's friend was just attacked out in the woods. Sounds like it might be the same kind of deal.
Like, it's like that. Like, that's the energy to everything, and I love it. It's so bad.
All the reads are flat. All of them. Yeah.
But no one has any affectation to any line read.
There's Confused Hunter. His wife with an itchy leg. Because she has a cast on her leg, so she's constantly grabbing things and itching her cast.
Yes.
Until they remove the cast, of course.
10 minutes into the movie.
Because none of it mattered.
None of it mattered. You thought, oh, okay, this is a horror film. It's going to matter that she's in a cast, because she's not going to be able to get away.
She can't run away as easily or something,
whatever.
Right?
Nope, 5 minutes in, they're like, oh, by the way, let's cut off the cast. Which also then brings up, again, more timeline problems of, we watched her get this chase after the snowmobile that they have, and crash the car, like the truck, and that's why she injured her leg.
Yeah, like, how many days pass?
Right? Because, like, it's not 2 days that you wear a cast. Like,
no.
So
I feel like this movie takes place over, like, 3 months. But it's condensed into, like, a day, somehow.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense.
No, it's like a house that... It's like walking into the Doctor Who phone booth, but for time. It's both a day and 3 months.
On the way to the hospital to get her cast removed, after she's been itching it for 15 minutes on film in real time, they hit a deer.
No, not yet. No, that's when they're coming back from the hospital.
No, they hit the deer on the way there, but they try to pick up the deer on the way back. Because they had to leave the carcass.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
They did set up the camera before that, but like, who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? He set up his camera in the woods, whatever.
They hit a deer on the way to the hospital, and then Confused Hunter gets out and is like, oh, I hit a deer. Oh, beans. Oh, well, that's a good deer. I can't wait to eat that deer. It's got some gashes in it though, but I'll just get back in my car and drive off, and it'll magically move to the side of the road where it's not going to get hit again. It's fine.
You're selling this very short, this scene. because they're driving down the road talking to each other, and then they go, "Oh no, a deer!" And there's a giant taxidermy deer in the middle of the road, a very obviously taxidermy deer, and they're going very slowly, and it just cuts to the deer and then cuts to them stopping gently, and then it shows a deer laying down in the middle of the road, and they're totally and with its tongue sticking out. It literally has it's a taxidermy deer carcass with a tongue sticking out of the side, and their car is 100% untouched.
Yeah, the car's untouched. I have
zero damage.
Like, I've been deer hunting, and I have seen deer like that with the tongue out the side, just normally. It could have been a real carcass. It could have been a taxidermy. It's hard to tell with the shot.
Yeah,
but,
I think that it was probably a taxidermy, but like, because it wouldn't make sense.
I would hope
they would
so.
have a car. It wouldn't make sense they'd have the
so.
carcass because it would just rot too long. But like, it'd be hard to set it up that way. But it's weird.
I mean, it's Michigan.
It's so,
they probably just
and it has
blew
no
100,
energy.
right?
It's so amazing that like that.
Like he walks out and he's like, "Oh, we hit a deer," and then she's like, "Oh no," and then that's the scene.
Well, and also that like there's no tires screech sound. There's not even really like a impact sounds or anything like that. And they get out and the car is just totally untouched, which I've hit a deer. You've hit a deer. You can die very easily hitting a deer because it'll go through your fucking windshield. They're big animals, actually.
They are.
They will fuck your car up. It's like a real car accident.
So after like mildly tapping the deer in the road with their car,
the deer gets so shocked that it dies instantly.
It dies of fright.
Dies of fright, lands in the middle of the road, and then when they get in their car, it transports itself magically out of the way of the car.
Yes. Confused Hunter is now obsessing about taking this carcass home and making venison out of it and sausage and stuff. So for the rest of the next like 5 minutes, as his wife is in the hospital getting her cast removed, he's like, I want to eat that deer.
Oh man, I can't wait for that deer. Deer's gonna be real good.
Yeah, and the doctor's like, "Oh wow, you healed really well. Your leg's really good. Can we fucking go? I gotta get that deer."
Yeah, to which they walk outside and they start heading towards their car, and they talk to each other.
We think.
No,
because there's no
You
mic.
can see it. You can see it.
They're talking.
There's no mic.
There's no microphone, and they didn't ADR fix it. So they just left in the scene of them talking where they didn't get audio. Did they forget the lav mics? Oh my god.
Did they ever what?
We are stopping and getting some groceries first.
These two characters are talking.
Oh, they are! Holy shit! They...
Yeah, they forgot the lav mic.
Oh my god, I looked away. What?
Yeah.
No, what? Oh no.
We are stopping and getting some groceries.
The characters are just talking to each other and it's just silent movie mouthing. And then they get in the car and suddenly the sound's back.
Far away, so I think what they did was they left the mic in the car.
Yeah, you can hear it very, very, very faintly in the background.
Because the moment they get in the car, the sound's back, right?
Yes.
So I think they just like either it was turned off for one of them, or they just left it in the car and like shot it and thought it would be fine.
And then they just never bothered to do it again.
Real bad.
One take. This is a one fucking take movie.
Yeah. So at the same time, their nephew, Confused Hunter's nephews, are going to his motion sensor camera with a fake werewolf mask and fuzzy gloves.
Yes.
To fake a dog man running in front of it. So to just fuck with him. Which is good.
Which
That's
is
what
actually
they should
funny.
do.
Yeah,
That's
was
what they should do. But then they get like lightly grabbed on the arm by a dog man.
What?
Oh jeez! Oh beans! Oh beans!
Oh my god.
What?
Well, I also want to say there is a moment in there too where before that they hear something in the woods is what they say because there's no sound. They just suddenly they both like jerk their heads and they go, "What was that?" but like we as the audience, there's no
We don't
branch
hear
snapping.
anything,
There's
yeah.
you don't see any motion. There's nothing. So it's just them screwing around in the woods, and then they go, "What was that?" And the one goes, "It was big, whatever it was." What are you talking about? There's no sound. There's no motion.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
There's no context for what they're doing or why or what they saw.
And then suddenly this
or-
fuzzy arm grabs him lightly on the arm,
Yeah,
and
it's
suddenly he
not-
explodes in blood.
Yeah, like you would expect like maybe Dogman doesn't know his own strength, right? Because it was just like a tap on the shoulder, like, "Hey, buddy, are you doing okay?" He's like, Just bleeding everywhere, a huge gash through the fucking muscle. And like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like Dogman just running around, like, "Oh, my bad."
He's just it's Edward Scissorhands, actually.
I didn't know. Oh, I'm just trying to say
Oh,
hi.
Beans, I'm just trying to be a good boy in society.
Yeah, so then they run off. They run off, which is very funny. And then as the confused hunter and itchy leg wife are driving back to go pick up the deer carcass, it's gone. Something dragged it into the woods.
Which, if you're a hunter and an outdoorsy
Mhm.
person and you see that your animal carcass has been dragged away by some big predator, like a
Mhm.
bear, a cougar, like you said, it probably could easily be a cougar.
Like something dangerous. Yeah.
What you do is you get out of your car and you follow it through the woods.
Yeah, to see where it dragged the carcass. Just
Yeah.
because you want that deer. That's a really good deer.
You're gonna go wrestle that bear for the deer meat.
Yeah, you can make sticks out of that deer.
What are you doing? That's not what you do.
This movie's like the anti-hunter safety film.
Yeah.
Nothing this guy does is anything a hunter should do.
No, this was immediately when you said it was like the Klaus construction training video.
Yeah, they're
of,
like how to drive a
horrible
forklift, and
mishaps.
it's just somebody like getting beheaded by one. Like, oh jeez.
Oh god, oh no. This is all the things that you should absolutely never do if you go into the woods.
Yeah, jeez.
Which he tracks the carcass through the woods, and he comes across his camera because they've only got so much woods to actually film in, because a lot of woods are private land, so they have to do it on public land, you know. Anyway, so it's right in front of his camera, of course. Then he finds a little bit of his nephew's shirt that was torn, and it has a tiny bit of blood on it. So he comes back to the car, gasp, and he goes, "Oh my god, look, I found a bloody rag in the woods." And she goes, "Oh, you better call the police, eh?" Which, what?
Yeah.
Why would you?
And then he's like, it's probably nothing.
It's probably. Well, I mean, yes, that would be the react. If I
Yeah.
found like a small piece of cloth with a tiny bit of blood on it in the woods, unless I hear something else about like someone being missing or something, I am not going to fucking go to the cops. Are you kidding? What do you tell them? And the other thing that was really funny here to me, he's looking at it, and like, we're not really getting across that these are like 5-minute scenes. Every scene in this movie, like you were saying, you don't have setup shots. What they do is, if they show him tracking the animal through the woods, is they have the camera set on the car for the start of the scene where they stop and they go, "Oh, there's no deer here." And then they just fix the camera there, and he just walks into the woods for like 40 seconds.
Every scene is in real time, driving to a location or walking to a location.
Like, everything is so slow. This movie is
something you just don't
so
do.
boring.
If you're making a film, you don't do this. The only time you would do this is if it's like The Vast of Night, where you're showing like a low angle camera shot in real time.
Yeah, if you're like
whole
panning
thing
in and doing tension things,
and doing
that's
that.
not what
But
this is doing.
but you don't just show a character walking for a minute from car to door.
No.
We get what's happening without seeing them walking there.
Yeah, but he's sitting there and he's musing over this bloody rag now, and she's in the car and she's like, "Can we just go home?" And he's staring at it and he's like, I don't know. He's like, "It could be something really weird, like there's something strange going on here." So he's studying it, and as he's studying
a dog, man.
Yes, and as he's studying it, he's going like, "What if there's like a weird dogman werewolf in the woods?" He looks down in surprise and looks at the slightly smashed like headlight of their car.
His light had a tiny crack.
And he pulls out the fibers from the deer, and he goes, "Whoa!" And it's like,
I think
you
you
hit a deer. Do you not know that you hit a deer? You didn't hit Dogman. You hit a deer. You saw it. The deer was dead. What are you doing?
But what
he's
if it
acting
was
like it's the
Dogman? Did you ever think about that?
What if the deer was actually just Dogman the whole time? It's like, wait, why are we seeing this as if he's like discovering a clue to Dogman? We know that they hit a deer. He hit the deer. That's what they're chasing. It's so fucking good. It's so dumb. It makes no sense.
I don't even. So they're driving home. They're driving home now. Their Cass is off, and she's in the passenger seat. So she lifts up her leg, just naked leg, and sticks it out the window at a 90-degree, or no, it's like a 45-degree angle upwards. Out the fucking window as they're driving. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's good. What are you doing?
Because her leg's so damn itchy.
She's got itchy legs.
Gotta scratch her legs. It's like the one good joke in this movie, and I don't know that it was meant to be a joke. I don't think it was meant to be, but it's funny. It's really funny.
Now we're at the hospital again, because we have to go back to the one of only a few locations we have in this film. And the nephews have gone there to go get the one that got lightly grabbed by Dogman looked at.
Mm-hmm.
and he's got jam smeared all over his arm.
Mm-hmm.
With like a bone sitting on top of his skin.
Not
through it.
No.
On top.
Yeah, it's down to the bone, you know.
And the
thing
doctor's
you
like,
have on the exterior of your arm.
If it was any deeper, that gash would have gone down to your cartilage.
Which, what?
What?
No, you don't have cartilage on your, like, that cartilage is in joints, not just on your arm. Okay, yeah, thank you, doctor.
Yeah. So, oh my god.
And then the cops show up because the cops are like, we've got to know about this. This is a really big problem. Oh my god. And she pulls out her boombox and starts stripping.
Yeah, because first of all, he gives the nephew anesthesia or painkillers or something that like knocks him out a little bit and makes him super drowsy and high.
Not yet, because he starts. Right? That's when he starts seizing in a minute.
Oh, he starts seizing. Oh, okay. So first, stripper cop shows up.
Yes, yeah, stripper cop shows up first.
Whose name is what? Samsel or something?
Oh God, yes. Oh God, Samuel.
I'm Officer Samuels.
She's like,
Samuel?
like you. I think that I think that it was probably in the script as Samuels. Like that's what would make sense.
Maybe.
She's like, oh, I'm Officer Samuels, right? Like I mean, because the Samuels make sense, and then she's like, I'm Officer Samuels.
I'm Officer Samuels.
And it's like, what? Samuels? Yeah, it was Samuels. That's what it is. And it's like, what, Samuels? What? Do you mean Samuels? Like, I think that's what they were trying to say, but she's just...
But she's in an outfit that looks like it's from a Party USA or something. And it's very not fitting properly.
No. No, it isn't.
So the
hat is so big on her. It's a
stripper cop. It looks wrong. It's
not.
Like
I said, it looks like she's about to pull out a boombox.
Yeah. So she's there to interview the nephew. And she's like, "Oh, what happened? I got attacked by some sort of dog-like thing, but it wasn't a dog. It was like too big for a dog, and it stood up on its back legs. Did you know that it stood up on its back legs like a dog? You know, some sort of a man dog, a dog man,
sort of like a really big dog, except it was standing on its hind legs.
Like a dog man.
It was standing? And he specifically even says, she's like, oh, it was in the woods. And he goes, yeah, it was in the woods. And it had fur. And like he does that like it's a big clue. And she acts like it's a big clue. She's like, wait, it had fur?
Fur.
And it's like, yeah,
like an animal.
With every animal, like every single thing in the woods,
Christ.
Like everything, like basically all animals.
Oh my god! So then she goes from the clinic, the hospital, which is just like the ER triage room where they keep this kid for fucking ever because they don't have any other beds in this hospital. Just the triage entrance room. So then she goes to Confused Hunter's house.
Yeah, just a quick thing, because you were talking about like how confused he was and zoned out. There is kind of an important plot point about like how he starts seizing, because he's got the Dogman poison. So as she's talking to him, she pulls his friend to the side because he's injured. So she wants to talk to the friend that was there a little bit more. And so she's talking to him, and then as they're talking, the guy in the background starts suddenly going, "Oh God, it hurts so bad!" And he starts seizing up, like, which is like, what?
What?
And then the doctor comes over and puts a needle near him, not in his arm,
Near him,
but near him, as you do with needles, and gives him a sedative, and then he gets all zonked out, and it's like, oh, that's weird. I don't know why he's like that. So just because
it's almost like dogs. It's almost like wild animals could have rabies and cause problems like this, but I'm a doctor. I don't know anything.
Yeah, he's like, this is confusing. I have no idea why a wild animal would cause like a bacterial infection in a person.
Yeah. And he's like, lady, I'm a doctor. I don't know anything. And then walks away.
Yeah, she's asking him like, well, what could cause
get the hell out of my room.
I have no idea. What do I know?
Get the fuck out of here. Stop talking to me. I got like Pong to play in the back or something. I don't got time for this shit. God damn it.
But yeah, so then he goes to Confused Hunter's house.
Because then she drives to the Confused Hunter's house because they've been having things stolen and broken into. And their barn got broken into. And their chickens have been stolen. But specifically, they only told the cops after the 23rd chicken was stolen.
Yes! After all of them. Every single chicken had to be stolen.
Every single chicken was gone. You know what? We should probably tell someone.
We had 20 or 30 chickens running around here. They're all gone.
Chickens.
Yeah, there's other stuff missing from around here.
Shouldn't you have looked into that a little bit before the 23rd chicken went missing?
Tools.
Nah.
Sacks over there. They're gone.
Maybe report it somewhere. You know, animal control, anything.
I'm not so sure.
Nah.
This was just torn.
And at this point, the cop doesn't know, somehow, that this is the uncle to the kid that was just attacked, that she literally just interviewed.
And that not only did she interview, the start of that interview is her literally asking their names.
Yes.
She gets their names first.
Doesn't know.
Then she goes and talks to this guy and gets his name and talks with him, and then she's like, I know it. No.
And she doesn't tell him, like, she tells him that somebody was just attacked by the thing that we think you saw in the woods.
Yes.
She doesn't tell him that it was literally his nephew.
Yeah.
She vaguely says someone. He's like, whoa, someone got attacked? That sounds bad.
Well, and I mean, I'd understand it if it was like they're in a city or something. They're on like a rural area with like 20 houses. Like,
yeah,
this is small town. Everyone knows each other. There's no fucking way that they don't know who all these people are, and that like, oh god, it's so nonsensical. This movie makes no sense and treats everything so deadly serious. Like the music in the background is always like violins and stuff, like even from the very beginning.
Yeah, it's like it's just like rising tension, and then on screen it's like, oh, that sounded bad.
Did you see that thing in the woods? It grabbed me and it hurt my arm very bad, doctor.
Ow.
Oh, I'm in pain.
This almost feels like an anti-movie. Like a joke of a, like, the point is to like make fun of movies. It almost feels like that.
Yeah, it really does. It seems like it's you almost wonder if they knew what they were doing, but then it's like, no, they couldn't have. They had no idea. But so
so like they do the only logical thing possible at midnight when this cop showed up to talk about their broken into barn. Drive into the middle of the woods in pitch dark with a flashlight and go look at where he found this scrap of cloth that he mentioned.
Yes, and she even specifically goes, this is way too important. It can't possibly wait.
Ma'am, this can't wait.
What? Why? You just put up a sign that says, like, what you do is you give a notice to people and you say, don't go hiking near here. There's a wild animal nearby. and then you put up a sign that says, wild animals nearby, there have been an increase in animal attacks, please don't go hiking alone. Like, that's it. That's what you do.
So
I hike all the time. That's what they do all the time when there's that kind of thing.
So then they get spooked in the woods and just leave.
1 second. Buddy,
all right.
Why are you stuck on the screen through the blinds, you little fucker? He grabbed the screen through the blinds. Dude. Yeah, no, you're going out.
Amazing.
God damn it.
Alright. I'll be right back then if we're restarting.
He shoved himself through the blinds and like hooked himself on the screen so that his like ass and tail were hanging out of the blinds, and the rest of him was like stuck hanging there, and he's just like rattling around in the blinds. You dummy.
Alright, so after the night scene, it's the morning, and Confused Hunter gets into his truck and drives off, and then within about 5 seconds, we hear a car crash.
Yes.
So his wife, now no longer broken-legged, runs out after him to go see what happened, and he flipped the whole fucking truck upside down within 5 seconds of going around the corner.
Mm-hmm. Also, I just want to... He kicks out the window, crawls out, and I verbatim wrote down exactly his line. Can I read it?
Yeah.
I'd like to read it in the voice that he does. She goes, "Oh my god, what happened?" And he goes, "Saw something in the bed of the truck, so I did the only thing I could. I shit my pants and rolled the truck."
And then right after that scene, it goes back to the truck, and now there's like a fire on top of the truck.
It's suddenly on fire.
like comedy gold moment of just like thing falls, like trips over or whatever, flips over.
Yes.
And then it cuts back, and now it's on fire. Like yes!
Spontaneously combusts like 10 seconds later.
There's no explosion. It's just now there's a fire on top of it for some reason.
Suddenly it's on fire. Yeah,
Amazing.
It's spontaneous car fire. This is like,
oh God, honey.
The most in God, he's like so unbelievably untouched. Oh man, while we were turned our back, someone started a barbecue, eh?
Oh my God, you could have been trapped in there, honey.
I wanted to mention too that I don't know exactly where it happens in all of this, but I wanted to point out two things that I wrote notes on, which is that as the cop car is driving, she has like an unplugged DVR on the dash because they have no budget for the cops. And then the other thing is that his wildlife camera, it has a little ticker that goes up as there's more and more photos. And randomly at some point during all of this, they cut to it and the little ticker thing on it, and it just says full. And they have a violins thing with it. Oh no, he's out of space!
He should have got a bigger SD card.
It's got so many wildlife photos. He's out of room.
I'm glad they keep going back to that wildlife camera because we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
It's a very important plot point to the movie, obviously, since they talk about it so much.
So after the truck flips, then we get the scene with the pie.
Yeah.
Because they're just sitting in front of his house, and the stripper cop shows up again. And they're all just sitting out in front, and the wife brings out pie, and he's eating pie. And she's like, "Oh, you want some pie? Yeah, I'd love some pie." And then she goes in, and then she leaves, comes back, gets more pie, and they're all eating pie and just talking about pie. And then as they're done, in real time eating the slice of pie,
yes,
they just leave.
They just leave.
None of it had any plot relevance. But man, that looked like a pie.
He's also totally unfazed and unhurt after flipping his truck so hard that it's on fucking fire.
Yep.
And he is just eating pie.
So then I think she mentioned something about the only relevance to that entire scene is I think the cop mentioned, oh, there was another attack in the area of some woman's dog.
Yes.
So then confused hunter goes to woman who had a dog that was attacked house.
Which
That's
he
her
just
character.
knows who it is, I guess, for some reason. But he
and
didn't
then
hear the story. I don't know.
They talk about her dog being attacked and how it's similar to how his nephew was attacked, but her dog died 3 days later.
Mm-hmm.
From
she
from
goes,
the
oh, like
gashes.
Yeah, it started to. Oh God, yeah. They specifically say there was 2 gashes,
just like my nephew.
Just like the deer, there were gashes, like an animal, like a gash, and then again his line read of oh no.
Yep.
She's like, yeah, my dog started seizing and it died. I think that it carries a really horrible disease and kills people. And he goes, oh no. It's like, what?
Right.
Okay.
So then we cut to the nephews on the internet watching a Jack Link's commercial with Bigfoot.
It's the literal Jack Link's commercial.
Which then leads to the nephew Googling Dogman. That's literally the Jack Link's, like...
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Why? But why?
I mean, they don't have the rights to this, right? They just stole this.
No, they don't.
Like,
why is that there? What?
Did they get... Okay, dude, did they get sponsored by Jack Link's? Let's have a discussion.
What? Oh, finally, they've Googled Dogman.
Oh my god.
Whew. I thought we would never get there. Live on film.
Yeah.
And then clicking on links to Dogman that you can go to the internet and also click on. And looking at Dogman pictures, which are easily Googleable. And then watching the Gable film and being like, whoa, Dogman.
Yep. They just film over his shoulder as he's on a laptop. That's all they do. It's just...
he left the hospital at some point. But while they're talking about Dogman and Googling Dogman, he starts, like, having issues again and seizuring. So then they take him back to the hospital, and somebody calls the confused hunter who's at the house of woman whose dog was killed by Dogman. And he's like, oh no, my nephew's in the hospital, and he's, like, convulsing. Oh, I should go right away. And then she's like, can I come too? Your nephew's dying. Can I come? Yeah, okay.
I gotta go.
Can I come too?
Yeah, you should.
So now she's here too.
God, I also want to say I love that one of the things on one of the websites that he clicks on was just an MP3 file that was dogmanaccounts.mp3.
MP3. It was just a sound clip. Yeah.
It's just a sound clip called Dogman Accounts that he plays over the movie.
So then she goes to the hospital with him to watch his nephew die, who doesn't die because the doctors are actually doing fucking work and helping him. And then she's like, she needs to tell them, no, this happened to my dog too. That's a dog lady. This is a human being. Yeah, but it was the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, lady. Okay, but anyways, we need to go find out what happened with Dogman and to save your nephew.
God, I love that this weird woman that he just met that had her dog attacked is, like, coming along to this. Like, it's like, as his nephew is dying, like you said, my note was, can I see your nephew die? And he goes, you should.
Yeah,
like,
no,
what? Should she?
Yeah.
Should she do that?
So then she's just with them now, and they get the cop, stripper cop, to go with them to go figure out what's happening with the attacks while bringing along lady whose dog was killed. And she gets in the back of the car with her giant scrapbook of old photos, and the stripper cop's like, who the fuck is this? and
she's got like a Necronomicon scrapbook.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that was a woman whose dog was attacked. And everybody just accepts that.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Takes her with them. So then they go to the scene of a bike attack. Somebody on a bicycle. PIA, whatever the fuck that means.
Well, it means nothing. We looked it up. We were like, okay, well, what the fuck are they talking about? She's like, oh, there's a bike PIA. And we're like, what's a PIA?
But
I Googled, I cannot find anything about cop
There's
jargon
nothing.
being a PIA.
Nothing.
I think they just made something up.
So this
Really
bicyclist got attacked, and he's got a gash on him. 2 of them.
Dun dun dun!
2 gashes.
More people
Whoa.
with gashes?
So the cop,
Just like the dog and the deer?
yeah, the cop
and
and
the
confused hunter run out to help him, and by help him I mean violently hold him while they pour Sprite on his wounds. Before the real EMTs show up.
Folks, there is no way that you know that Sprite, they removed the labels. It could have easily been Mountain Dew.
This sounds like a joke again, but no, this is the film.
They
That's not
pulled
a
the
joke.
labels off the bottles too. It's really good.
They just pour Sprite on his wound, and he's like, why are you doing that?
And
It's
he's
better than
screaming and
nothing.
yelling. Yeah.
No, it's not.
No,
Stop that.
don't just do that.
But then the
And
real
we're sitting there like,
EMTs
aren't
show
there
up and tell them
EMTs
to get
to
the
do
fuck
this?
out of
Yeah.
here, right? Like, yeah, come on.
Yeah. But first, they have to sit there, and the lady that has the dog is like going over and backseating the EMTs and going like,
Yeah.
"You shouldn't be doing that. He's got a really horrible dog disease. It'll make him
Oh,
seize
yeah,
up and
that's
die."
true.
And they're like staring at her like she's fucking insane because we would do this. And at the same time, the cop and the confused hunter guy are like, no, you better listen to her. Anyways, we'll see you later. And they get in their car and just fucking drive off.
But like,
Like, our job here is done. Off
yeah,
they
we
go.
did it. What did you do? Fucking nothing.
Put Sprite in
It's
his
even
wounds
worse.
after-
It's even worse than that because
tying him
before they
down.
pour the Sprite in his gash on his shoulder, they pour rubbing alcohol all over his crotch.
Yeah.
But they used all the rubbing alcohol on his crotch. They're like, oh shit, we missed the gash on his shoulder. What are we gonna do? I got a bottle of Sprite. Just dump that shit on there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. So it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
It's so dumb and so boring that it's also incredible. Like, this is...
Oh my god.
I loved this movie. Not for any good reason. This movie is one of the worst that I've ever seen. But it is a fucking hell of a watch because it makes no sense. Everything is unbelievable nonsense. The actors have no idea what they're doing. All of their line reads are flat or like
It's great.
totally wrong affectation. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong.
It's great. So then the cop, confused hunter, and lady whose dog was killed, who has a scrapbooking book.
I just want to
drive
I
into
just
the
want
middle
to
of the
again
woods.
say that is I just want to say the scrapbook though. I need to talk about this scrapbook because it is a giant like black leather bound
It's a
tome that has yellowed pages and like cursive like calligraphy writing in it that's all Dogman accounts that she just has. It's like a fucking Necronomicon scrapbook.
It's just of past attacks that have happened in the area and also unrelated old photos.
Why does she have this? Where did she get it?
It just came out of nowhere is what happened.
It
She
just
didn't bring it
shows up.
with her. It was just in the
No,
car when she got in the
just
back and
there.
she lifted it up.
It's
like,
just
oh, what's the
there.
scrapbook? Weird. It's all about Dogman attacks. What are the odds? Right? So then they go into the woods by parking their car, and the stripper cop leaves her keys in the car.
And the car unlocked, like you do.
And the car unlocked. And they go to the motion sensor camera to go grab, their film and to investigate it a little bit more. And as they're just sitting there, stripper cop randomly goes, "We're being watched. Nobody make a fucking sound."
Anyway, I need to go and get my camera. It's not on the tree anymore. I'm gonna go walk for it.
Oh, is that my phone? Yeah, hello?
Yeah, he starts answering phone calls and getting his camera. The camera is off the tree and I guess wrecked? We don't know.
But within
maybe?
like 2 seconds after he picks up the SD card from the camera and takes his phone call, Dogsman's like, "Can you shut the fuck up?" and slashes his arm.
Yes. Dogman suddenly grabs him again with no sound, like there's no nothing.
Yeah.
She just goes, "Oh, we're being watched," and then suddenly there's just silence. he gets grabbed, and then suddenly she starts just blind firing one-handed wildly into the woods.
It's
as they
amazing.
run back towards the car. Like, she's running and firing back over her shoulder while not looking into the woods because, oh, there could be anything out there. And it's like, yeah, there could be. That's why you don't do that.
Right, so they get, after the cop wildly shoots in the forest multiple times, just blindly,
Mm-hmm.
and she's running away gangster style, sideways.
Yeah.
They
And they're
make
all
it back to the,
screaming and yelling, running back to the car.
but they make it back to the car, and it's been torn up, and
Mhm.
Dogman stole her fucking keys! What the
Fucking
hell,
jacked the
Dogman?
keys.
What an asshole!
Dogman's a piece of shit. He just steals everything.
Dogman has an eBay store and needs... needs stock to sell, alright?
God. Dogman's a fence. Selling stolen goods on the
So
side
then
of
they're
the
like, oh
highway
no,
for all this
Dogman
shit."
stole my keys. What are we gonna do? Oh, fuck. Well, I did get my snowmobile back after the 5th time of Dogman stealing it. We can go walk to that.
Well, yeah, he's like, I didn't get it. It got stolen again. And so we can
Sure,
go. I
off
didn't
camera.
pick it up from the woods again. So,
Off
yeah,
camera.
well,
Yeah.
why don't we just go get my snowmobile that's in the woods again because it got stolen again, even though we already retrieved it?
I
Why
wanna
wouldn't they have
point
just
out-
said that they didn't find it before he hadn't picked it up the
I don't
first time?
know.
Why did it have to get
And then they
stolen
just
again
stumble
so they
up
could
or
set this back up
something,
again?
Right? But I want to point out that this is July. When
Oh
this
yeah, yeah,
happened.
it's the middle of summer. Yeah.
Fucking... Anyway, so the stripper cop and confused hunter take the snowmobile, and they
Because it
leave...
can only fit 2.
It can only fit 2, so they leave a woman whose dog was killed and who has a giant scrapbook in the back of the car, and tell her not to move so that she can read through the scrapbook and find out what's happened to Dogman and how to cure the Dogman disease, which she
Yes.
finds in
Yes.
the scrapbook. And what's the cure for the Dogman disease?
You gotta eat it shit. Eat some shit, bro. Fucking
Shove some
eat
Dogman
shit,
shit
asshole.
down your throat. That's the cure. That's the cure. It's Dogman shit.
The other thing that I really want to point out here is that they're running screaming after being mauled towards
Yeah.
this car with the music going boom, 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 and she's firing blindly into the woods. They get into the car and they go, all right, you just sit here and read your book. And then the next scene is her just like flipping through it in silence. And she's just like, huh, this is
In
an
real time
interesting
reading the book.
scrapbook.
Yeah.
And just real time reading the book. And you're like, is she not worried about dog? Like, she's just sitting there just like, no, it seems like a good time to just crack open a book, start reading.
But after she learns about the Dogman shit cure, Dogman shows up and is like, oh, you know about my shit, huh?
Yeah, in the window. You see
window.
very, very, like, in the mirror little bit of the window, you kind of see the really awful Dogman costume that they have that they do not want to show.
That's why they didn't show it, because it looks terrible. But so then, Confused Hunter and Stripper Cop meet up with wife whose legs are itchy.
Yes.
Or who has the itchy leg. And then they're like, okay, what happened to you? You got attacked. Oh my god. Ah, jeez. And they're like, oh yeah, we were out there with woman whose dog would attack. And she's like, who the fuck is that? None of the characters know who this character is or why she's here.
I also want to point out they poured some more Sprite in his shoulder wound.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you gotta pour Sprite on the wound. Don't pour Sprite on the wound.
It's better than nothing.
It's actually clinically worse than nothing.
It's clinically proven to be
turns
worse
out.
than nothing, which you
As
checked.
it turns
yeah.
out. Okay, so then they do a Yui to go back
Mhm.
for her, because you can't just leave her in the woods and reading a scrapbook with Dogman around. Dogman's gonna steal her purse.
Yes.
And then fence it. That's not okay. So we also find out that Dogman has Dogman puppies in the woods underneath a rusted sign.
Which are just huskies? They're just husky puppies.
They don't look
They're
at all like a Dogman
They're really
werewolf
cute.
thing. They're
really
cute.
cute.
Though.
There's really
But
cute
they
little
made
husky
their
puppies.
eyes yellowed in posts to make
Digital,
them look like
digitally they changed
Dogman
their eyes to
puppies.
be kind of weirdly yellow, which I guess means they're evil Dogman puppies. They're really cute. Shouldn't have been for any movie.
Here's an old sign with puppies. Oh, Dogman puppies! Look at those puppers.
They're actually doing those as Dogman puppies.
Yeah.
I know they are, but also, wait, they're doing those as Dogman puppies.
So they go back to the car and she's gone. So then they're like, she's probably okay, and they just leave.
Yep.
They don't do any more. Well, first they have to show us a shot of the stripper cop walking up to the car in real time from the windshield of the
yes,
other
this is like
car.
2 minutes long. Yes.
And then walking back and being like, she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Which is
yes,
really
there is
good.
a literal
It's really
2-minute
good.
scene of her getting out of the car. Like it's just a fixed camera from the back of the cop car, or from the back of the new car that they're coming, pointing at the top cop car as she walks through the woods, goes to the cop car, looks inside, walks back to their car, and then goes, "Oh, she's not here," and then they leave. Like 2 minutes long.
And then as they're driving on the road back home, they see her walking down the road, and they stop and let her in. And she's got 2 big handfuls of Dogman shit covered in moss.
Yes.
That she's just holding outward the whole time, being like, yes, I have Dogman shit. It's the cure. We did it.
Green moss, she said, was fertilized by droppings from the creature.
I did it. I can't believe we did it.
I found shit. It was in the place where they nest. It's poop. I found the poop. Look at the poop, everyone. And then Confused Hunter is looking at his SD card like, whoa, I wonder what's on the SD card. I guess we'll find out.
This camera that we've had constantly throughout the entire
to see what
movie
was in there.
That we've had like a violin sting for when it was full, that we had like all the kids going over to it and messing with it, that we had like a 3-minute scene of him setting it up at the beginning, that he constantly references like, oh, I bet I got lots of shots of this guy, we should definitely check it out, this is super important to the plot of the movie. And he's checking out the SD card. And then we see her in the back and her shirt moves a little bit because, she's got a puppy in it.
She stole a Dogman puppy.
All right, credits.
Yeah, and we never see what happened on the SD card. We never know what happened to his nephew or to the Confused Hunter or the biker or any of these people that got attacked.
Nope.
We never saw them make the cure from the Dogman shit.
Nope.
What? Oh, she's got a puppy.
Wait, what?
She stole a Dogman puppy. Right? It's in her coat.
I guess?
I think.
Can I ask why she stole a Dogman puppy?
Is it over?
Is that credits?
Holy shit!
Holy fuck! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
No! No, Boix, they didn't. But they didn't! Boix, no, they couldn't have. We don't even really see what's under her shirt. Like, they don't even... Because, like, there's not even, like, a bark or something. It's just her shirt moves, and we're like, I guess that's a puppy? I think? Maybe? Is that
it's small enough to be one, I guess?
Maybe?
So what, did Dogman just, like, open up the door and be like, hey, can you, like, grab some of my shit and take a pup with you? Alright, thanks. Like, what happened?
Like, yeah, the last scene was before she's running down the road with shit in her hands, was Dogman staring in the window at her, and then suddenly she's running down the road with shit in her hands.
What happened? Dogman didn't want to leave a gash or two on her, too? Just nothing?
No.
Dogman's like, hey, can you, like, clean up my shit? I don't have any doggy bags, like... And, like, the council said I had to start cleaning up after myself because it's not good for the environment, right? So, like
God.
just stick your bare hands in there and take a pile with you. That'd be great. Like, what the
There is a very important thing that I don't know that we addressed yet that I do want to get around to. Considering how much I really enjoyed this film, like, not joking, I loved watching this. This was fantastic, but not for any good reason. There's a Dogman 2.
There is a sequel to this movie. That's true. 2. That's true. And it's about the litter that Dogman left,
which I found really interesting because I'm like, why is it about the litter? They never dealt with Dogman at all, so. Couldn't it still just be about Dogman? Why does it have to be about the litter?
I don't know. I
think it's called Wrath of the Litter, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah. It's weird. It's
got
weird.
Dogman 2, the Wrath of the Litter.
Sure.
Sure.
It's so weird.
It's so
this is
good.
like, I mean, obviously this is an indie film. It's low budget. There were a lot of mistakes along the way, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
In storytelling, in like static shots, in way too long of transitional like setup shots, and
yes.
There's so many problems with this movie, but it has some funny moments. To be honest, there are some funny moments.
It has a lot of funny moments in my mind.
Yeah.
I found it is one of those movies that is at simultaneously very boring but also enthralling, because it's boring and everybody's doing stuff that makes like everybody's just kind of going through the movie like they're half asleep. Like I said, like every line.
Most of the characters feel like they're asleep or just woke up, or like, yeah, it's weird. And most of the scenes where characters are talking, they're sitting down at a like 30-degree angle facing each other with a static shot, just talking. There's no energy to this film at all.
No. But I liked this movie a lot because despite the fact that it does all of that, it's got such a there's such a weird dichotomy of that low energy line reading and low energy shots and everything like that, contrasted with like, because it's super long and they're just talking like this and everything, but in the time they're running through the woods firing a gun going, oh my god, Dogman's going to eat us, but at the same time it's them talking like this.
Oh no, Dogman's attacking us.
And so it's fucking hilarious.
That's why I said it's like an anti-movie. It doesn't feel like a movie. It's like it's poking fun at movies, but it isn't. So I'm like,
it isn't. It's just the way they thought a movie is.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's
got like I don't Troll 2 energy, right? Like that,
I could see Troll 2. I wouldn't say it's The Room.
No.
At all. But I could see Troll 2 or that type of film. That type of like Italian horror movie. Yeah.
The big thing is like the famous the famous line read is what's really getting me to think about Troll 2, because they're like, oh no, they're eating her, and now they're going to eat me. Oh my god.
Yeah, I would call this a cheesehead horror movie.
Yes. Yeah.
It's very, or is that Wisconsin? I don't fucking know.
That's Wisconsin. That's Wisconsin.
I don't know. What is Michigan? I don't fucking know.
Wait, are Cheeseheads Green Bay Pack? Is that Wisconsin and Green Bay? I don't know.
I know nothing about Michigan.
Oh boy, this is a hell of a film. It's nonsense. It makes nothing follows. The scenes are totally disjointed. The actors have no charisma together and no like will to even do the movie. All of the shots make no sense.
Time is an illusion.
Like all of the timeline doesn't add up at all. All of the stunts and stuff are so low energy and so badly shot that it's hilarious. And
I can see what they were trying for. I could see what they were trying to do, right? They were trying to make a suspenseful, let's tell a spooky tale type of movie. But it failed on a basic level that way.
Yes.
For sure. But like I can see the effort. I like what they were trying to do.
Well, that's why
I think they just had a rough idea of what to do, but not where to go with it. Right?
Mm-hmm. That's why I like this movie. Because like a lot of really good bad movies, it's done with it's done with heart in a way.
Yes.
Like it feels like the people that were involved in it felt like they were making an actual movie.
And
like it feels like they were trying, they just had no idea how to do it.
They had no idea what to do, yeah. And the people that are in this film are in a lot of the director's other films. So it's just this group of people that this director keeps getting together and being like, let's just make a film. Let's just have fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Specifically, according to Jim Guy, by the way.
Yeah.
The one guy is Larry Joe Campbell, who is known for being in According to Jim And also, apparently, an R.I.P.D., the real awful Ryan Reynolds, Jeff Bridges ghost hunting cop movie.
Oh, that movie. I forgot that came out. Yeah.
I think everybody did.
Thankfully.
Yeah. So our main
like,
hunter character is that guy. He's also in, apparently, an episode or two of Fuller House. And, yeah, like, just a bunch of real awful garbage.
Bit actor, basically.
Yeah.
But, like, I can see, like, let's just make movies to make movies. Okay. Like, that's cool. I'm okay with that.
Yep. Yeah.
I can at least tell what they were going for. But...
It has heart. It has a lot of... It's them trying to do something and just not having any of the skills to do it. It's like, that's fucking amazing.
It's fine. All right, let's rate the dogs. We got Dogman. Dogman, like, doesn't ever actually show up on film outside of a, I guess a reflection in a window.
Yeah, a reflection in the window of
That's the only time we see Dogman. Otherwise, it's just, like, things being carried in a hairy arm off screen.
Yeah, occasionally there's the hairy arm that grabs somebody, and that's the mauling, quote-unquote.
But we know a lot about Dogman. We know Dogman likes to give pranks. He steals things and sells them on eBay.
Dogman's just joshing, bro. He's just having a good time. He's just joshing. He's not gonna hurt you. He's just joshing.
He's just joking around. He didn't know his own strength, right?
I mean, imagine how funny it is to steal someone's snowmobile and then, like, 3 days later, come back and steal the same snowmobile. Leave it in the same spot.
Why did Dogman steal his crossbow? Because he could.
Because he fucking could. Because he's dog crime. Dog crime. That's what Dogman's all about. Dogman is responsible for a lot of small town Michigan crime, and I love it.
Yeah, I would rate Dogman as epic prankster out of 10.
Yeah. He's dog
just
criminal.
A prank, bro. It's just a prank. It's not my fault I'm bad at this.
Splattering jam on people's arms. Going out and just stealing keys from cop cars. Good for him.
I mean, that's a good thing, right? Yeah, fuck him. Yeah. That cop was really incompetent. Like, obscenely so.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, like, they, like, just go around and pour Sprite on people and then just run off. And she's like, well, my job here as a police officer is done. Goodbye.
Can this hunter and this other random lady nobody knows come with you to look at the crime scene? Yeah, whatever. Sure. I don't care.
And she doesn't, like, interview the guy that's on the ground screaming in agony. No. She doesn't, like, follow up with him. She doesn't do anything. They just pour a bunch of shit on him, have the EMTs show up, yell at them they should rub shit in his wounds and that he's gonna die of dog disease, and then they fly off in their cop car again.
It's so good. It's so good.
With a woman that she's met for all of 30 fucking seconds.
So what would you rate Dogman? Given that information.
A dog crime. Like I said, he's a dog crime. It's a dog crime out of 10.
Okay, we also got the dog.
He's the opposite of McGruff the crime dog. He takes a bite out of cops instead of crime.
Oh god, he's McGruff's like arch nemesis, Dogman.
He's McGruff's dark twin.
All right, there's the puppies, the really cute husky puppies, which show
these
up
are
like 3
incredible
seconds of
puppies.
film. Mm-hmm. 3 whole seconds of glorious film of these very cute, very, very like a week old puppies.
Maybe a little more than that. I'd say a little more than that, but like they're very young. Like they don't have their eyes open.
Yeah.
Like the one, most of them don't have their eyes open. There's like the one that does. They turn them yellow.
I would rate those puppies a Dogman sequel out of 10. Yeah, out of 10.
They were very cute. They were very, very good.
All right, well that was Dogman, the Michigan Dogman movie, 1 of 2.
I fucking love cryptids. I love cryptids because they're so dumb. They're so dumb, and this movie highlights everything dumb about them. It makes nothing in this movie makes any sense, and it's beautiful.
That's not fair. This movie taught me that cryptids are real, and I believe. I am still a firm believer of cryptids, and you cannot tell me just because that Kegel or Gable, what was it? Gable film.
Kegel?
I don't know what the fuck it's called. The Gable film. You can't just tell me that the Gable film was a hoax and that suddenly makes Dogman not real.
Looking up Kegel films on YouTube is a very different thing than looking up Gable films.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But like, just because the Gable film was a hoax and all the stories were a hoax and everything in Dogman made no fucking sense doesn't mean that Dogman's not real. Come on.
I mean, Dogman's real and he's our friend, obviously.
And also,
as a special guest.
Also, Dogman
Halloween.
needs like $20 for smokes, so you got $20 because Dogman really needs $20 right now.
We can just sell that snowmobile, maybe, or just steal it and jump in the
Dogman's
swamp
gonna
again.
like steal your game console and pawn it. That's deep lore. That's cryptid lore. You don't hear that.
Dogman's got like a whole camp in the woods that you can find that he's just like got like a sign up that's just, $5 for any of this shit. Coffee cars, snowmobile, crossbow, whatever you want.
Whatever, like Dogman's running around with a trench coat. You walk in, he's like, "What are you buying?" Opens up his fucking.
If there is one thing that I want to buy in this film, it's that Necronomicon ass scrapbook.
That scrapbook, yeah.
I would love to scrapbook in a tome bound in human skin myself.
Oh man, that's the only place you can learn about Dogman shit.
It's the only place that you're gonna learn about Dogman shit. Literally.
Yeah. Literally. Well, that was our episode. Thank you for listening, everybody.
You should watch this film. If you are a fan of like really low energy, weird, terrible, bad horror movies with like just shitty acting, shitty direction, shitty everything, this is a film for you. If you want to, this is the film that you pull out at like 11 o'clock after everyone's had 4 drinks and you're like playing cards at somebody's house and you just set it down and be like, I don't want to play cards anymore. Let's just watch this stupid pile of shit.
What's it about? Have you heard about the Michigan Dogman?
Dogman?
It goes back to 1887.
Where he steals snowmobiles in the middle of summer and dumps them in the swamp because it's super fucking funny.
It's really funny.
Because it's really funny to do that to people. It's hilarious. Just do it over and over. Every week, just steal the same snowmobile.
What happened to the 23 chickens? He sold them to other farmers, obviously.
Oh,
Dogman
God, right.
don't
They
eat
never
chickens.
even go back to that.
Yeah,
The
Dogman
chickens
never
got
ate
stolen,
those
too.
chickens. He just sold them. Dogman took that deer carcass, and you know what he did? He made sausage, and he sold it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Dogman did.
Dogman's just running a general store in the woods. It's so fucking good. It's so dumb. None of it makes sense. It's so good. Like, what does Dogman want with a compound bow?
The only reason that
Used to hunt deer.
Yeah, the only reason that the motion camera was broken because Dogman needed new computer chips from it for something he was soldering together. And he's like, "Oh yeah, there's a camera. I'll just take some parts from that."
Yeah, why did he break the camera? He just steals everything else.
He
decides
left the
to break
SD
the
card
camera.
though. The fool.
Yeah, that was a 3 gigabyte SD card in 2010. That thing's got to be worth something. Thank you for listening to Rough Cuts, everybody. We appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed today. I needed this. You can follow us at Rough Cuts Cast on Twitter. You can send us in suggestions for movies, roughcutscast@gmail.com. I think we're going to have a cool special guest for next week, so you can stick around for that one. And if you want to support us, we are up on Patreon. We really appreciate it. We have to buy a lot of these movies. So, yeah, it does help us a little bit if there's people that support us. And we do appreciate the people that have supported us because there's quite a few of you. And it means a lot to us that we've got some people that care about our work here. So,
yeah. I was looking at a Craigslist ad while we were watching this, and they're selling a compound bow. It looks really nice though, but they want me to meet in the woods to go get it, so I should get going because like I don't think that deal is going to be there for very long. So
fair enough. Yeah, I always go if I want to get a good like snowmobile or a compound bow. You go to Michigan woods.
Yeah,
check the Craigslist in like Fargo, Michigan, whatever, and find out. Not the real Fargo in Dakota. No. There's a smaller town in Michigan. Yeah. You got to go to the woods 5 miles out.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go. I need to go get that compound bow. Like it was a really good deal. So
$5, pretty good.
I don't stinking believe it.
With like,
I don't stinking believe it.
2 dudes in their 80s.
You stinking believe it, Boix?
I don't.
Looks like this
Oh
locker-
yeah, sure. That right there is a heck of a humdinger, you know.